My name's Sammy. I'm a business analyst at Emakina, so I mostly work on our Commerce Cloud projects. And the purpose behind this playbook is really that we have a lot of clients who use Salesforce Commerce Cloud, but also Marketing Cloud and Service Cloud. And we know that there are a lot of features within it that they might be aware of, that they might not be, which should be really helpful for some of the problems they might be facing right now.
Einstein and AI has been talked about a lot. And Einstein, one of the advantages of it is that it can enable personalization very quickly. So is there anything about Einstein that you've looked at? And what are the general types of things that Einstein you think might be able to be used for?
Yeah, so a good starting point, if Einstein isn't being used straight away, would be to implement it in search. So the way Einstein works is it uses active data within the site to make recommendations. So if you haven't been using it, obviously you won't have that active data for it to make the recommendations. So you need a little bit of spin up time there, but you don't need that to use the search. If you're already using Einstein, there's a couple of extra features as well that you could think about. So on Commerce Cloud, for example, it does product recommendations really well. So if it knows enough about you and it has enough active data, it can make really good recommendations for places in your site, maybe on your product detail page or even on the home page if you have the slot there to use, to make really good recommendations. And also if you have Marketing Cloud, you can use similar recommendations in there as you can on Commerce Cloud. You know, what people are searching for right now is a little bit different to probably what they'd normally be searching for. So using that active data, so you don't have to do as much of that legwork to find that out and do your own sorting rules. You could use Einstein for that once you have enough active data.
Okay, right. So because partly it's moving at the speed necessary to get these things set up.
Yeah, absolutely.
The advantage of Einstein is it will automate all of that. So if you have the data to be able to output a new recommendations instantly rather than having to do a lot of legwork.
Yeah. So it'll work out the box, and then there's lots of tweaks and configurations that you can do on top of it as soon as you've activated Einstein on your cloud environments. Like I say, it does need the active data, so it needs to build up enough so that it has enough knowledge to make the recommendations. But if you're already using it, there's lots of other ways you can use it. And if you are starting to use it, you don't need as much of that active data for search and things like that.
Right. What's a reasonable ramp up time? If someone's like, okay, I want to get to that place. If I say okay to that now, what's the sort of expectations they should be setting for themselves and the other people in order to?
In terms of building enough active data, it's 60 to 90 days generally. But the good thing about, as I said, with the search is that it doesn't need that spin up time. It can start doing that more or less straight away.
Okay, and how does that play with, I guess, integrating more standard promotions and campaigns? For instance, there's obviously certain product categories right now that will be a lot more popular than others, and some huge decline and some have seen a huge increase.
Yeah, and that's something we have touched on in the playbook, particularly around, we know that products at home, products in the home, products to entertain the kids are really popular right now because everyone's generally stuck at home or spending more time at home as well, even the DIY type of products. And we know for a lot of our customers that that's not a clean-cut category for them. So being able to, there's a feature you can use in Commerce Cloud where you can create a manual category, which would basically allow you to group all of these disparate products into one category to really help you use that in your promotions. Commerce Cloud has a really strong promotions engine anyway that you can set these campaigns up with. And if you have Marketing Cloud also, then you can create a really nice seamless journey to promote these products in a good way that really captures the users.
Okay, what sort of features would Marketing Cloud add to what Commerce Cloud has in that situation?
So with Marketing Cloud, obviously that generally sends out all of your emails so you understand who signed up for what. But also you can segment your customers quite well there. So, if you want to do quite a local campaign because local is important to people, and more so right now because everyone's seeing the effect that the current crisis is having on their local environment, you can create really tailored campaigns, for example, around someone's favorite store and what that store would have, and then what you can find that's in that store online and create that nice localized journey. there's things you could do around content as well. So, you know, there are kinds of purchases that people tend to make in store because they're either technical purchases or you just need more information or you want to pick someone's brain on it. And there are features within Commerce Cloud like Page Designer, which helps you produce more content quite quickly. And a good way to use the store staff who have that hands-on product experience would be to get them to help you flesh out your product detail pages with some more of that information that people might need right now to make that purchasing decision online versus going into store.
Right. Is there, in terms of stock availability and campaigns, is there anything sort of out the box or easy to implement in that regard?
Yeah, relatively easily. So if you have Marketing Cloud and Commerce Cloud, you could do a restock campaign. So we know that quite a lot of popular products right now are going out of stock. And you can pretty simply, with a little bit of development work, create a nice journey between Commerce Cloud and Marketing Cloud where customers can sign up for notifications. Basically, if they land on a product page, they want the product, it's out of stock, leave their email address and they'll get an email as soon as that product's back in stock.
Okay, which right now I could see being extremely useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and all you really need for that, as long as that link there is already with Marketing Cloud and Commerce Cloud, is just a small way for users to actually give their information on the product detail page.
There's been an increase in people coming to e-commerce who are very familiar with it in a sense, because e-commerce has been early adopters and now there's the mainstream is using it, but there's still certainly people who haven't used much e-commerce. Are there any features in Salesforce that can make it easy, for instance, if your aging parents, for example, need to have orders, for example?
Yeah, for sure. So one thing we know from clients that we've spoken to is that, you know, they're getting an increase in customer queries, and some of that is just help with using the site. If you have Service Cloud and Commerce Cloud, there's a really nice guide that Salesforce provided, which is called Order on Behalf of. And what that allows you to do is basically a service agent can log in on behalf of a customer and place an order online for them. So they can search for a product if, say for example, the customer can't find it online. They can very quickly fill up a shopping cart with all the products that the customer needs and place that order. The benefit of that is obviously that the order is placed on the site. So they're logging in on behalf of the customer, so that information is in the customer account. And it's a really nice, safe way to use the existing processes that are there. So you'd use the checkout that's online and then it just goes through to the order fulfillment phase of things without having extra work that you need to put in there.
So that could be done pretty quickly, actually, it sounds like.
Relatively quickly if you already have the integration between Service Cloud and Commerce Cloud.
Okay, well, tell me a bit more about that then. So if you do have both Service Cloud and Commerce Cloud and Marketing Cloud set up, are there any extras that you can get where some of the parts gives you a bit more than the sum of the parts?
Yeah, for sure. So there's things like the abandoned cart solution kit. So we know right now, for example, that people are being more considered with their purchases because of how uncertain things are. And that results in higher abandoned carts. So people have added things to their cart but not completed the purchase. What you can do is, if you have the connection between Commerce Cloud and Marketing Cloud, is trigger a journey where you can set up campaigns and promotions around, okay, customer has 2 products in their cart, they've not completed the purchase, how can we incentivize them to come back and complete that purchase? So what you do is you basically set up a triggered event from Commerce Cloud into Marketing Cloud, which you then create a nice tailored journey in Marketing Cloud to send that campaign or promotion out. Maybe say, you know, 10% off if you come back and make this purchase now, or if you add XYZ to your cart, you'll get a free gift or something. Just really nice ways to help people to increase those completed purchases right now. So especially right now, if you want to support a store, but you're also trying to give people a gift and you can't see them because, you know, you're meant to be staying at home, you could introduce a way to basically sell online gift cards. So that means the business gets some money, but then your friend also gets a nice way to spend some money later. There's nothing strictly out of the box, but there are lots of things that you can implement in Commerce Cloud relatively quickly to get something like that up and running.
given the speed that we're all having to work at the moment, are there certain things that, because Salesforce Commerce Cloud is so quick to put stores up and make modifications, that that you recommend, or you think that maybe Salesforce users might not be aware of that they could do?
Yeah, so I think one thing to mention is that we know a lot of our customers have outlet stores or things like that, and they're not normally an online presence because they're an outlet store. So where you could quite rapidly set that up is to basically add a separate section to your normal e-commerce site, which is around outlets. And there's a few ways you could do that, if depending on whether you want to control access, so have it behind a login screen, or you just want a category on your site which looks at outlet products. Both ways are relatively quick to implement, as long as you can get all that data for the products into the site. And it's something that we have suggested to a few clients right now because they have this issue themselves, and it's not a lot of work to do.
Right, yeah, there's certain categories of stock that are building up quite soon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people can't get to these outlet stores right now, so how do you get that to them? This is uncertain times. People are wondering when they can get back into the stores, when they can go visit. Some stores are closed, sometimes have reduced opening hours. And I think that, with everything that's going on, there's a part of the website that people forget, which is potentially the store pages. So making sure that those are up to date so that when people are searching, they can see, is this store closed right now, or is it reduced opening hours? But also if, thinking about the future and when the stores might reopen, do they need to reduce, the people that can come into the store at the same time? We've seen in China that some stores are introducing appointments. So you have to book an appointment to go into the store, so you reduce the number of people like that. Thinking about some of those things now to do with the store page and how you could quickly implement a quick form or a quick process onto your store pages online to help people navigate when they can come back to a store or when they can go into a store would be a good thing to think about right now.
That makes a great deal of sense, because I think we're being told that although things are going to ease up, there's likely to be waves of having to kind of open.
Yeah, exactly.
Areas. Yeah. So the flexibility and the ability to do that very quickly will pay dividends.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that obviously we know that customer service departments are overloaded right now, but also people are working from home, so that their ability to contact customer service agents and how they can contact service agents, because they're working, they're looking after kids, they're really busy, is a big thing. And one thing that people could think about if they do have Service Cloud and an online store would be to add what we call a fixed channel menu to their site. And what that means is it's just a kind of a view on the site which gives you all your options for contacting customer services. The channels are the channels that you can contact service agents in, so WhatsApp, telephone, mobile. Giving as many of these options as you can to customers right now is a good thing, but also making sure that that menu is up front and center, as easy as possible to access so people don't have to go digging for your contact pages, is a good way to keep customers happy and make it more easy for them to contact you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing quite a big increase in the amount of communication between customers and businesses right now when it comes to e-commerce.
For sure.
People are stuck at home, so the desire to talk about it's higher, and also just because obviously logistics and delivery is being stretched. Some things are being delivered fine, or cancel orders, so there's just a huge increase there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, cool.
Well,
nice.
Nice to speak to you.
Weekend.
You too. See you.
Yeah.
Bye.